everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to go through the 12 bad or negative habits that I am working on breaking in 2026. So more than likely, the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to pick a habit for each month, and then I'm going to focus on that habit, and I'll create like a monthly habit tracker for each of these so that I can identify which days I worked on this habit or worked or focused on not using this habit. So the first one, the very first one is going to be spacing out on my phone. Now, just like anybody else, clearly I get on YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel, so obviously it is something that I'm utilizing. My thing is I will come into my office. As a matter of fact, I did this morning. I came into my office with the intention of working on content, and instead I spent like a solid hour just doom scrolling on Facebook and then YouTube shorts, etc. And became so distracted that I wasted an hour of time that I could have put into creating some of my content for future videos. But instead, again, I was doom scrolling. So I just want to do that less. I'm not saying that I'm going to stay off of social media entirely, and obviously I can't stay off of YouTube. But I just want to reduce the amount of time that I'm spending on that on a daily basis. So if I could constrain myself to like 2 30-minute blocks, I think that would be great, because again, I spent an hour just this morning, and I will probably spend some more time later today. Because at some point or another, I will open one of those apps, and maybe it becomes something where I just have to either delete them or like hide them in a folder that's harder to get to, so that way it's not like a quick draw type situation. Because right now I can just bam, open my phone, bam, grab it, then open it up, and we're lost in the sauce essentially. Number 2 is negativity and complaining. I would love to spend less time speaking negatively or complaining about something, and I would rather replace that with talking about the positives of the day. And part of my routine is also jotting down the positives from the day, so that even on a day when I was frustrated with my kids or frustrated with my husband or frustrated with work, I still stopped and recognized that even if there were bad parts today, there were positive parts too. Number 3 is lack of patience. And again, this is another item that I've already started working on. I just really want to solidify it. I want to take these bad habits and break them and really reinforce positive habits. So where I say I have a lack of patience, sometimes that's with my kids. Sometimes that's with my pets. Sometimes it's with my husband. A lot of times that's with myself. When I get frustrated with my kids or with the pets or with anyone else, I know that it's because I'm rushing or because of my thought processes that I am already frustrated with them. So a part of that is just I want to be a more patient person overall. I also want to recognize when I am losing my patience and be able to step back and evaluate the situation as a whole versus yelling at everybody to get in the car. I.e., if we're going to some like trunk or treat, is it absolutely critical that we get there right when it starts or 10 minutes before it starts? Or can we get there an hour into the event and it really isn't going to make a difference? I'm going to bet an hour into the event and it's not going to make a difference. Now, obviously, if we have movie tickets and our movie starts at 7 o'clock and it's 6:45 and we haven't left yet, yes, there will be some hustle involved, but that's not a me losing patience. That's a we're about to miss the movie that we're paying for. So it does ebb and flow a little bit on certain things, but I do want to improve my overall patience. Number 4. This is a big one for me. Not getting at least 7 hours of sleep. I have such a hard time sticking to a sleep routine. And sometimes I will be functioning off of 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night. And I've come to the realization that if I'm going to be working out and pushing my body, 4 to 5 hours is not sufficient in any way, shape, or form for me. I have come to that realization. I completely understand that. And I know it is so crucial for me to get an adequate amount of sleep, at least 7 hours. So that is something that I really want to make sure happens. Of course, there's always going to be times like if one of my kids wakes up in the middle of the night and they're crying and vomiting or something, like I'm going to have to get up. There's no avoiding that. But as much as I possibly can, I need to be getting adequate sleep. I have noticed that when I don't, not only am I tired the next day, and it's not even tired to the point where I can't function. It's such a minor level of tiredness that I just do not feel like doing anything. So I won't push myself to get anything done. And that's why sometimes like I'll upload videos off of schedule, and that bothers me. I made a commitment to put these videos out at the pace that I wanted to put them out, not when I can, essentially. I want to be consistent with this channel. I want to provide that this content because I am passionate about this content. But I mean, I'll sit there and I've noticed this a lot. When I don't get that sleep, I will sit there and I will doom scroll more than anything. I won't even like watch a movie. I won't clean anything. I will literally be sitting here in my office just doom scrolling on my phone because I'm essentially too tired to get up and do anything else. So that has been a revelation for me this year. Number 5, procrastination. Again, this comes back to some of my videos not being uploaded on time. I'm actively working on getting more content built out and scheduled so that way I don't have to worry about it later. Plus, I mean, I have the time to record it now. So I want to stick to the schedule that I planned. I have also recently increased the number of videos that I'm posting per week. One of my big goals for next year is to get up to 1,000 subscribers, if at all possible. I understand that right now I'm not even at 100, so not even a tenth of the way there. But by putting out more content and probably adding some shorts and things like that, I'm hoping to boost those numbers significantly. I have found through this journey over almost a year now that I really like doing this. I do still feel like every time I hear one of my videos that I am super awkward, but I actually really love the content that I'm making. I love what I'm getting to do. I love reviewing products. I love doing my plan with me's. I love interacting with people who have subscribed and answering their questions and seeing, getting to know their experience as well. So I don't see myself stopping this channel. And I have invested a ton of time and energy into it, and it is actually only getting more fun for me as I branch out and do different types of videos. But I do want to work on procrastination because when I put things off and I keep putting them off, and while it may not be the hugest deal to some people, I feel like I should stick to my schedule and my word. when I say I'm going to upload a video on a Wednesday or a Saturday or a Monday. Number 6 on this list is saying yes to everything. Saying yes, even when I don't want to. I have people pleaser tendencies, and I don't want to do that, because right now I need to buckle down and I need to focus. I need to lay the foundation for me one day having my own business, because that is my ultimate goal at this point. But saying yes to everything, saying yes to everyone else means I'm saying no to myself. And that's how I keep having to frame this, because for me, I have a lot of lofty goals for next year, for 2026. I'm pretty sure that's abundantly clear to anyone watching any of these videos, but I genuinely want to achieve as many of those goals as possible, and any that I have to push to next year, just like this year, I am going to keep chipping away at those to the best of my capabilities. And I mean, that's just where the road's going to take me. I may not finish my book this year or next year or the year after that. But at some point, I will become a published author, because I want to write that book. I want to help people see that planning is truly a genuine superpower. It can be hard and it can be difficult to get the hang of in the beginning, but you don't have to add all of the frills and stickers and washi tape and color coding. It could be as simple as having a monthly planner and writing your stuff down in it so that you don't forget. It could be that simple. It could be that you prefer a digital planner and you purchase a digital planner and you use your iPad or whatever, and that's how you plan. That's totally fine. I still use like the alerts in my phone for different events and stuff so that I don't forget about them, because there's a lot of stuff that happens throughout the week, and then on the weekend I'm like, ooh, I can finally relax. And then I remember, oh wait, we're going to Six Flags tomorrow. So it changes a little bit. Now, number 7 is a big one for me too. Negative self-talk. I don't know how many of you struggle with that negative inner voice. I can definitely say that I do a lot of negative self-talk. I also do a lot of positive self-talk. It depends on the mood. I'm sure, just like anybody else. If I'm just getting done arguing with my husband, no, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling pretty crummy, and I'm thinking about all the things that I did wrong and all the things he did wrong and how frustrated I am and how much I don't want to keep fighting. But I also am stubborn, and sometimes I don't want to admit or acknowledge that I'm wrong. So I feel like it varies a lot for each person. Number 8 is unhealthy eating. And for me, one of my big crutches is I do the emotional eating. So, I get into an argument with my teenager and she's particularly spicy or says something that just strikes a nerve. And I'll be in that kitchen eating chips and cheese and pepperoni and whatever other junk food I can find, hot Cheetos, etc. So I tend to do that emotional roller coaster eating, where I'm using it as a tool to make me feel better in the moment. And I need to really stop that. I've been on a health journey. I'm down nearly 50 pounds at this point. And I don't want to gain that back. I want to continue losing and feeling healthier and healthier over every day. But there also come the struggles with, like, you know, having to do all the grocery shopping, the meal prepping, all of the things, and it can get exhausting. And, you know, I'm a human being too. I get sick. So then you fall behind and it's just like you have to do all this catching up. And So that can be cumbersome, but overall, I want to stop that cycle of unhealthy eating. Number 9, perfectionism. I struggle with this a lot because I have this mindset that if I can't do something perfectly, then I don't want to do it at all. If I cannot put every iota of my attention into perfectionizing whatever it is that I'm doing, then I just feel like, why bother doing it if you can't do it correctly, essentially. And I know as an adult, I don't need to be perfect. Nobody's expecting me to be perfect. That I just need to do my best. But that's where I get hung up because my best is perfection. And that's where my brain is just like, well, do the whole thing and do it perfectly, and then you can move on. Because if I can do it perfectly, even if it's going to take me longer and I don't have that time, I'm inclined to do it perfectly. So that is something that I definitely want to work on, because I also feel like the general consensus is that I expect others to be perfect, or I expect others to keep up with me. And that's not like my husband and my children. I feel like they think this, but it's definitely not that way. I don't expect them to do things exactly the way that I do them. That does not mean, though, that I'm not going to go back and, finish that last little bit of cleaning behind them. Does it get annoying sometimes? Yes. But now my kids on the cleaning part, they don't care. And I'm not trying to make them go back and clean like 7 times. Like, if we've gotten a general sweeping done, all right, we're not tripping. We also have a Roomba that I guess he needs to be serviced, so that's why he has not run in a hot minute. But perfectionism, it definitely causes a lot of delays, and it definitely gives me a lot of anxiety. And I just, at a certain point, you just have to let it go. And I've been working on it, but I could keep doing better. So that's number 9. Number 10 is overthinking. Again, I'm a planner, so I am constantly thinking about the future and forethought and all of those good things. And to a degree, that is awesome. But when you begin overthinking and you start diving down rabbit holes, for example, I just went to Six Flags. If you are taking a month ahead of time to prep to go to Six Flags for the day, you are definitely overthinking it. No shadow of a doubt, you're overthinking it. Do you need to prepare somewhat? Definitely, 100%. Should you be like preparing like you're leaving the country? Absolutely not. It is Six Flags. It is a theme park. Most of what you're going to be doing is walking across the park to stand in a line for 45 minutes to ride a 35-second ride. So just keep that in mind when you are thinking about these types of one-day trips. Just be cognizant of, you cannot spend more time preparing for an activity than you are actually spending on the activity. Now, I mean, obviously there are extenuating circumstances. If you're going to another country for a month, to be a tourist, you're definitely going to need to prep ahead of time, i.e. you're going to need to like book flights, you're going to need to book a hotel, you're probably going to need to get your passport. You may need a visa depending on where you're going. Of course, you'll need like your important documents. You'll need to pack your bags. You'll need to develop some form of itinerary. And if it's like an English-speaking country or a country that doesn't speak the same language as you, you would want to learn at least some of that language or go with someone who has knowledge of that language. So there are extenuating circumstances. I'm not saying that it's stupid to plan ahead. Obviously, I'm a hardcore planner. I'm all about planning. It's just you don't want to delve into the realm of overthinking it and overcomplicating it, because I find that the more that you overthink, the more that you overcomplicate, just in any given scenario. Now, number 11 is not reflecting. I do reflect to an extent, but it's not extensive. And for me, like, journaling has always been the hardest thing, because I never really kept a diary as a kid. Journaling has just never been my thing. So I do want to kind of delve into that world, but I'm not expecting myself to write a full notebook of page after page of letters to myself or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I'm reflecting at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and then, of course, at the end of the year. I am doing a lot of different things, so I'm thinking like 1 sentence, 2 sentences for weekly, and then maybe a paragraph for the monthlies. And then at the end of the year, I may just write like a recap letter to myself. And then number 12 is being wasteful. Living here in America, I find that our consumerism is like at an all-time high, and everything comes in like 10 layers of packaging. So any ways that I can find to be less wasteful, to not let food go bad in my fridge, to not allow things to be damaged and throw them away and have to replace them. Again, just less packaging overall when I can. I think those things can definitely help. But these are the 10 habits that I want to break in 2026. If you guys have any habits that you guys are planning on breaking, do leave them in the comments below. I would love to know more about all of you. Thank you guys for being here with me. I will see you guys in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.